This unboxing is from North South Books, sent to me by Simon & Schuster, so thank you so much. The first is this picture book, Little Bunny's Sleepless Night by Carol Roth, illustrated by Valeri Gorbachev. And it just looks like a perfect story for my son, who is a night owl. Little Bunny has no brothers or sisters. He lives in his own room, but he gets lonely. It looks like he makes a squirrel friend. It looks like there might be a sleepover. And then he makes a skunk friend. Looks like a lot of sleepovers. And so I guess he's so tired. But I think it's about how to get comfortable to fall asleep. No crunching noise, no terrible smell, no prickly quills, no snoring, no bright lights. A good message from my son, who stays up too late. The next one is Hans Millerman by Bernadette Watts. And that has a really old-timey feel, doesn't it? Like from a million years ago. Like when everyone was just farmers, but I might not be. It just reminds me of that. Well, actually, he's a miller. That's not as common a job anymore. And here he is. This has a lot of text. Some of these books in translation just are very text heavy compared to picture books that are what are being published here in the United States. But it is a miller who goes on an adventure because he's lonely, and almost has a folktale quality to it. And I guess at the end, I guess he makes a friend. So it reminds me a little bit of the Ox Cart Man, except the stories, that it has much fewer words. But yeah, Hans Millerman, and I guess back in the day, the last names reflected their vocation. So he's a miller, and that's why his name is Millerman. Okay, here we go. One more. A Tale of Two Brothers by Eveline Hasler, illustrated by Kathi, Bhend. And here are the two brothers. And are they hedgehogs or porcupines? Again, this has a really beautiful, sort of Grimm's fairy tale, art vibe. Those almost look like rose hips, but almost like Sleeping Beauty, like something super overgrown. Oh, and it does have that. Has Once Upon a Time, long, long ago. So it definitely has this fairy tale quality. And these two brothers are actually humans, even though here I actually thought they were animals. And it's really beautifully illustrated. It's just so much detail. And when it goes into color, the color is just spectacular. And even black and white, it's just this illustrator's incredible. There's so much drama. And, the way, your eye goes across the spread, there's just something to see in every piece of it. There's this kind of spooky, but this tree's in an unusual shape, and then you have these birds flying black against the white, but then you have this water crashing, and you have even all the sticks of the branches look like they're telling the story. And here you see some almost hidden creatures. It definitely has a Grimm's fairy tale, modern spin though. I don't know. This illustrator is insanely good. So, yeah, I don't know what the story is about, but, I mean, that's the story. You just want to just look at the pictures. Pictures tell the story. Little Polar Bear by Hans de Beer, Take Me Home. And that's the whole series I read. And it's a super engaging story about this polar bear that lives in the Arctic. And, I feel like we need more stories about polar bears because, their environment is in danger. But that's not really so much of the series. It's more of a, like an animal, adventure series. But, you don't see polar bears featured as the animal character very often. And this is a very popular one, I feel like, because this is, I feel like I've read 3 or 4 of these books with this character. And it's, it's like the polar bear is as engaging as, like when they use dogs or cats or rabbits, but it's a polar bear. So what is not to love? Is there more polar bear? No. This one is about Noah's Ark by Piotr Wilkon and Jozef Wilcon. Maybe they're brothers, or maybe they're married. I don't know. So it's a Noah's Ark story. And the illustrations have a real moodiness, like it's spotlighted, so you have some yellow and brightness, but overall the mood is like, it's a little dark until we hit the dove, and then all of a sudden, the color scheme lightens and brightens. So it's a really effective use of color for drama to tell this story of Noah's Ark, which, a lot of people know it from the Bible, but it's nice to have it as a picture book for kids who are different religions. My daughter would like that. The next one is the Willow Pattern story by Allan Drummond. And it looks like it's the pattern on ceramics. Oh, I like the end paper, which a lot of this is, sort of came from Asia. Yeah, it's about China. So it's a daughter of a mandarin, and a love story. And then they get caught. It's almost like a folk tale, and how their tragic love story gets immortalized in the Willow Pattern that is then replicated in all kinds of China pottery that is produced in China and also imported or exported all over the world. So I think that's really interesting. It's almost like a folk tale, but it's based on something real and tangible. All right, there's 2 more in this box. This is Gaudi, Architect of Imagination. Oh, when we were in Barcelona, we went and saw Gaudi's architecture in the park. And, it's by Susan B. Katz and Linda Schwalloe. And, his stuff is incredible. And so it looks like it is a picture book biography about Gaudi and how his life journey to become an architect with such a unique style, and how he came to be renowned and known the world over. Yeah, we drove by this cathedral. His style is so unique. And anyway, these are all the places you can see his architecture. We went to Park Gorel and saw it, and then we went on a bus tour and saw many of these just from the bus. So for anyone who has been to Barcelona or likes architecture, the illustrations also sort of convey the whimsical colors of Gaudi's style. That looks fun. And finally, oh, we have another polar bear, little polar bear and the brave hare. And we can pair that with Little Polar Bear Take Me Home. More adventures for our little polar bear friend. And these, I mean, this is like a book series that looks very addicting, you know? Sort of like if you like Biscuit, this would be like the next, you know, iteration up, because, you know, there's a story and a character that you can really fall in love with. But, you know, definitely a great read aloud story. So anyway, thank you to Publisher Spotlight for all these books, and thank you so much for watching.